Namaskar everyone. Merry Christmas to all. When we talk about teaching social science, we must begin with a very clear understanding. Social science is not a subject confined to textbooks. It lives in society. And every child who enters the classroom is already living it. Social science cannot be taught for memorization. It must be taught for understanding, questioning, and application. If we focus on history, if we talk about history, when we teach history, we must move beyond timelines. History is not about what happened alone. It is about why it happened, to whom it happened, and with what consequences it happened. For example, while teaching the French Revolution, the focus should not only be on 1789 or the three estates. The real learning happens when learners are asked to imagine what does hunger feel like? What happens when inequality becomes normal? What happens when power remains in the same hands for generations? Similarly, while teaching nationalism in India, the aim should not be blind glorification. Learners must be encouraged to ask what who participated in the national movement? What roles did women, peasants, workers, and tribal communities play? Did freedom mean the same thing for everyone? History then becomes a mirror, one that reflects both achievement and exclusion. It helps learners understand that past does not sleep quietly. Past questions the present. When we talk about geography, another subject from social science, when we teach geography, it must not remain a colored map on the classroom wall. Geography is not static, it is dynamic and lived. While teaching physical features of India, learners should connect mountains with climate, rivers with agriculture, and plains with settlement patterns. Map in that case become studies of survival and adaptation. While teaching climate and monsoons, geography enters daily life. Why do farmers wait anxiously for rainfall? Ask this. Why do floods affect some regions repeatedly? Why does water scarcity exist even in the high rainfall areas? When we teach natural disasters, floods, cyclones, earthquakes, a critical question must be raised. Is the disaster natural? Or does human action decide the scale of destruction? Such questions must be asked. Through disaster management activities, social science doesn't create fear, it builds preparedness. It teaches learners that unplanned development, deforestation, and urbanization often convert natural events into human tragedies. Geography teaches responsibility towards the environment. When we talk about political science or civics, when we teach civics, democracy cannot be reduced to a single definition. Mind it. Democracy cannot be reduced to a single definition. Democracy must be experienced inside the classroom. Through mock elections, learners can understand the value of choice. Through parliamentary role plays, they can learn debate. They can learn how to disagree. They can learn decision making. Through classroom discussions, they realize that every opinion may not be accepted, but every opinion deserves respect. Democracy cannot be taught in silence. While teaching the Constitution of India, learners should not merely recite fundamental rights and duties. They should go beyond. They must apply them to real life situations. Which right protects a child facing discrimination? Which duty guides behavior in public spaces? In this way, civics transforms into citizenship education. When we talk about economics, when we teach economics, it must step out of definitions and enter daily experiences. While teaching income, expenditure, and budgeting, learners should connect it to household decisions. While teaching money and credit, the classroom must discuss banks, loans, interest, and digital payment. When we teach poverty as a challenge, poverty must not be reduced to numbers or graphs. Learners must understand that it is not only lack of income, it is lack of opportunity, lack of security, lack of dignity, and lack of choice. Through discussions on formal and informal sectors, learners begin to see hidden power structures. Ask them, who gets access to formal loans? Who depends on money lenders and at what cost? In that case, economics becomes a lens to understand inequality and justice. Friends, assessment is always crucial. Across all disciplines, social science demands a shift in assessment. Assessment is not about right or wrong answers alone. It is about reasoning. It is about reflection and perspective too. Projects, case studies, debates, field-based tasks, portfolios. These are not add-ons. These are essential tools for meaningful learning. The social science teacher is not an unquestioned authority. He or she is a facilitator. He or she listens. He or she asks questions. He or she encourages dialogue. And his or her classroom becomes a mini society. A mini society where rights are respected. A mini society where responsibilities are understood. And a mini society where disagreement remains democratic. Friends, these are the ways we must pay heed to for teaching social science effectively. And at the end, I would say teaching social science is not about producing historians, geographers, economists, or political scientists. It is about nurturing aware, empathic, and responsible citizens. Because when social science is taught well, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. It gets into the society. Thank you very much.